Yo, what's going on? Another watch list for September 10th. Fairly busy morning for me today, so I will run through some trade reviews, circle back around with a watch list, and we'll wrap it up there and move on. So, let's start here with BLMZ, Z. So I was looking for this flat open, slight gap up shove for a 2 to 220 blowout. We got a rather large gap up here early pre-market up into the 260s, a bit further than I expected, but I was patient and waiting for bounces once it failed. And this 230s lined up with prior day's resistance that became support that became resistance again. So I was looking for that level to act as a top. I had put some on here in pre-market with plans to risk towards this 260 level. And then once it pushed and failed, we got this hard crack. I'm leaning lower highs, moving risk down to this 230s. I scaled here under $2, looking just to add to the winner and let it work. And that low-a-day flush got immediately absorbed, so I covered the whole position, and it swiped all the way back and consolidated over key levels, so I was not interested at all trying to trade that one again. So, let me fix that for me. So now, basically, the positives or the pros of being a day trader and not an investor is you can flip bias on a dime. So although I'm thinking everybody's bagged here, and the fundamental reason of the book runner behind this name and trend and price is proving otherwise. So now, as long as dips continue to hold versus 230s, I'm going to be looking for a T+1 trade on this. Liquidity trap style possible buy-ins tomorrow. If this breaks and builds over this 270, I think 3 is easily in the cards, but I'm going to be looking for dips versus 230s now, over under, and then look to join that trend for a long. Some other trades today. Lace was my loser of the day. Put a starter on, risking prior resistance. It had gone red off the open, so I shorted pops. A nice extended daily with good history of first red days. So I was shorting pops after that first red move. Let it push. I was close to getting stopped out. It pulled back, and it eventually ground me out, and I just wanted to stick to my plan here. Didn't get past my initial position, so the loss was fairly small. And it was a nice stop because it went another buck higher from where I stopped. So no real plan on this moving forward. Usually in this case I'd say higher the better, but the volume didn't continue to extend itself, and price wasn't really outlier compared, like I would have wanted it to keep blowing out higher and higher. So no real plan on that moving forward. MRNA was the main moneymaker for me today. Out of the norm, but retest of prior support on the daily. It was alerted, shout out DV8 girl in Investors Underground. She had alerted this to me, and I saw the parabolic intraday, just straight up, all green candles, and I pulled up the 5-minute, as I like to do, for trailing trades, like a reversion type trade, and prior bar lows, held on the whole way up, and then this is the trend shift, so now I'm looking for pops towards high day, so I had put some on as a starter, and then scaled on failed fall through momentum, and then I covered on that VWAP pull because I was looking to get off the desk fairly shortly after this. But a nice trade there, and made up for the loss on the morning. Palantir, I had put small on as well, was gapping up based on its addition to the S&P 500. And I don't really, sure, it's good news, but nothing material changes for the company at hand, so I don't really see a huge reason for the price increase. So I was looking for exhaustion and failed follow through, and pops versus 3360s was my plan, And once it tested it and didn't fail, continued to build over it, I took a small loss there. Piton got that daily 440s breakdown I was looking for. Hard crack, lower highs. I'm leaning, scaled sub 440s, and swipe and held higher lows, so I moved on. Small little scratch there, and I believe that was it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. So now going into watch lists for tomorrow. BOF, I forgot this one. That 260 breakdown and looking to take advantage of that 260 to 220. Couldn't have called that any better. It played out literally perfect. Just playing within the range that the name has given. This is why I like waiting for some sort of daily structure to set up versus just a day one gapper, because these two levels right here have proven for days on end, like a week plus, that these are key levels. So now once it breaks this, I can assume this is going to hold. If this fails, I can go to the next key level and so on and so on. So that's why I like waiting for daily structure. Wheeler, nice little first red day, a bit hard to hold through. Off open, I was hoping for a bit higher towards 9 or 10, like in that range. The gap down was 20-something%, so risking towards red to green, I felt like that was a bit wide for the risk reward, looking to cover into the 650s. Excuse me. So I ended up missing this one. I had borrows on it in pre, but I ended up missing executions on this. And this little cup here, this rounding action would have been hard to hold through given its history. But nice close, weak close. I'd like this to fail and break under 650s and fade as low as possible, because this would be my reward area on some sort of backside bounce. So ideally this can fade into the 4s and then have a second red day tomorrow and look for a first green day come Wednesday. But no real plans to bounce this tomorrow. I'd be definitely wanting lower on something like that. B-Fly, nice breakout from the watch list here through the 180s. History of multi-day runs. So any flushes towards 180s, I think this could continue higher. BLMZ, I went over briefly, but looking for that T+1 style trade. Dips first 230s and then confirmation of a 270 break and build. And Workhorse, percent gainer here today. History of multi-day runs. So I'd be looking for 2 or 3 green days to extend themselves. And then look for a first red day coming soon. APLD broke over the prior 2-day daily range in this 550s. So no real plan for me on this. I'd expect flushes to get absorbed. Let me see here. Flushes into this 580s range. I'd expect to get absorbed as long as 550s stays like with a bid. It could go higher, but no real plan immediately for me on this. I'd prefer to trade this one to the short side. So higher the better. Ideally a multi-day run gets set in and then get a nice trade there. And then Lunar, I don't want to lose this one off radar. I do have price alerts here over 580s, but I want to put it on watch now that it's coming back with a little volume perk, and this 610 break would definitely interest me. No real plan right now, but yeah, price alerts up here in the 580s and look for that 610 break. Ride, kind of a side radar. This is a China scam running up from 7s to 20s. I believe it's the same people as UBXG, so I'm going to keep an eye on this one, especially given the increase in volume traded here twice today. Wash off the open, wash here in the close. So possible bid pull coming soon, but no position yet. I think that's it. So if I had to narrow it down, I think I'd probably go BLMZ as my main for my T+1. Wheeler, second red day possibility. I think that's probably it. Probably my main two. And the other ones are more back burner B-fly, weak opens, APLD, either weak opens or extension, not looking to call a direction. Yeah, so probably my top 2 there going into tomorrow. And yeah, hope you guys traded it well today. A lot of action there this morning. And get in where you fit in and make some memories. And I'll see you guys in the room.